if I could borrow you for a couple minutes just to pitch an idea that I have about a new policy or new policies that I would like to introduce for juveniles and the juvenile justice system, that would be great. Hi, my name is Felix Jordan. I recently graduated from the University of Massachusetts Lowell with a bachelor's in psychology and sociology. I currently represent the state as a policymaker from the Department of Youth Services. I would like to talk to you about neurodivergent students and how they are continuously not provided with the resources or the staff to thrive in a classroom setting. Since they don't have the necessary tools, it makes it harder for them to manage their mental health, maneuver it, and it really affects their academics in a negative way and their development overall. When I was younger, I got diagnosed with ADHD very early on, and because of my developmental delay, school and daily tasks were really difficult at certain points in my life, and I got an IEP. I went to a bunch of doctors, got my paperwork and all that, and my teachers read my report and they were like, "You can't be helped. You're stupid. They labeled me as a bunch of things that just weren't true. My mom was very upset for a number of days, trying to figure out how I can get the help that I needed. So I eventually went to a specialized doctor just to prove all my teachers wrong that have ever just told me down or told me no, or the IEP basically said it was over 50 pages, and it said I wasn't stupid, I just needed more help than your average student. Why do I care? I care because it affected me directly at multiple points in my life with not only school, but every day, and how I made friends, and me fitting in. I went to 6 schools in 7 years, so I was always the new kid. I had to deal with many new environments, many new learning spaces that I wasn't really familiar with, that I really had to get used to. In many schools, a lot of their discipline is just tossing them out of class or removing them from the situation, and that method's called punishment, which it doesn't really work out too well, because that takes away from their learning ability, and statistics have proven that kids are more than twice as likely to get arrested or face prison time that have been removed from their natural classroom setting. And the reality is that punishment just most of the time just does not do it. When juveniles present maladaptive behavior in the classroom or a social setting or after school programs or whatever the case may be. I was a formal troublemaker once, and some of my behaviors weren't the best, and I've done a lot of stupid things that I wish I could redo. My goal is to make learning a lot easier, because it definitely wasn't easy for me, and I had my own battles, my goal is to not make learning hard. It's to just eliminate the consequences that drive this current system that we have, which don't allow students to take advantage of their full abilities. I came up with 5 goals or theories behind the creation of these new policies. The first one is better communication between caregivers, parents, and school officials. My next goal would be enriched learning environments like sensory rooms or adaptive classrooms, and more of those kind of extra resources that a lot of schools don't have, and not just sticking them in front of a computer with TV or YouTube videos or things that don't actually impact their learning. When a neurodivergent student comes in, I would like them to have an individualized plan like my IEP that addresses their behavioral issues and what to do when an event occurs. I would like to see schools with more special education teachers and resources, as well as a school resource officer, who are continuously evaluated for their competence to be in that position of servicing children or providing treatment, and their eligibility to do so. I would also like to see more diversion programs. In my mind, diversion programs are, I don't know, after-school programs, just things to keep them busy, music, arts, sports, and based off those programs, you can create your own, or schools can create programs to match the students' needs, or whatever they need in that moment or at that school. My goal of these policies are to increase the opportunities of learning and implement a set standard of restorative alternative approaches to the neurodivergent community. I would like to thank you for listening to this little TED Talk and my presentation. I will be following up in a couple days once you hoping that you would give us some thought, and maybe we can reconnect later in time, and we can make some progress on these policies. Thanks.